Hi guys, so let's talk about most common color mistakes that women still do actually, and we start with old-fashioned one. And can you imagine this? I've seen several women recently with that mistake. Remember in the 80s, women loved light purple pearl lipstick. That was sometimes pinkish, sometimes slightly purplish, like very cool pink color, pretty light. First of all, it made the teeth look very yellow. Maybe on some women that can look pretty cool and interesting, but in the 80s there was not so much teeth bleaching situation, so their teeth could look very yellowish. Next one, yellow hair, pink skin. It's pretty often light girls with light skin, the skin is pretty pinkish. It has blue veins, pinkish cheeks, natural pinkish blush on the cheeks, slightly reddish nose. When they make their hair slightly lighter, their hair becomes pretty yellow, and that yellow is a contrast to that pink. It creates some sickness on her face because she looks even blue as a contrast to that warmer color because she has that cooler skin color. She should get just a purple toner and tone her hair. This way the hair will match the skin much better. Same hair color as skin color. It can wash off a contrast on pretty much everyone, almost, except for darker skin ladies, very dark brown or black skin. Their skin color is already so intense, so bright and clear, and you see the outline so well, it's so contrasted by itself, so if they have same hair color, also dark brown or black, that's not gonna affect the natural contrast. In other cases, let's say the woman has orangey skin with some redness. If she has same orangey hair with some redness, that will wash off the contrast. You have to be aware about this. Women with very gentle features, with rounded and very soft facial features, can look pretty amazing with that. It will give them that powdered moss effect look. Slightly past centuries. Remember in the past centuries, powdered women without any lashes or brows. It was very beautiful and fashionable. So this is the effect it is creating. Slightly powdered and mossy, like a moss. It's not always the bad thing, that's what I'm trying to say. It's just you have to be aware about what kind of bone structure you have. And if it's slightly angular, slightly stronger or heavier bone structure, or more sharp or irregular, then that can pretty much wash off your contrast. You either want to support your face with the brows, for example, or if the brows are same color, that you just have your eyes. Now, if your eyes are also lighter color, that can make sense sometimes. That can look pretty nice. Again, that powdered effect. But if the eyes are pretty dark, then that can really wash off and destroy that frame that you sometimes need. So you might feel like you need more contrast and more makeup. Number 4, too ashy girl, too neon colors. So if the woman has some ashiness on her complexion, she's not very bright, she has some greyishness on her skin, her eyes are pretty muddy. You can also watch these videos. They will really help you to understand if you're soft or clear. Watch this video about the eyes too, it's very interesting. That will also tell you a lot about your coloration. So if the woman is slightly dusty, slightly uneven in colors, every time she's wearing something very clear colors and very neon colors and very bright colors, they can be completely lost in them. It will look like those colors were added on her with Photoshop. So she would better choose more complicated colors. Let's say red, we've added some gray to it, we've added some white to it to make it lighter, we've added some black to it to make it darker, and some other colors added to this red. So it would be more complicated and slightly more dull. That will bring out her features so beautifully. Number 5, I still see that many salons do that. Balayage on very dark hair. The way they do this, they use foils, and they do those small stripes or small baby lights on top. They bleach them very well. So it's not like several tones lifted, like let's say black to lighter black, black to brown or soft brown. No, it's just very light pieces. So they don't look as balayage, they look like as gray hair. Now, if that was an intention to do a gray hair look, that's a different technique on doing this. In this case, it's just partially, it's just like a small percentage of gray hair that started appearing in the roots, and here you kind of have that colored blonde. So in order to avoid that, keep the roots darker here and start those strokes of light pieces thicker here and slightly lower. This way it won't look like gray hair. And I'm also talking about this in this video, so you can check that. I'm gonna leave the link on all the videos down below. Continue talking about hair colors. Warmer roots, ashier ends. That is another mistake. It's much better when it's opposite. Ashier roots and warmer ends. This is because women with lighter hair, naturally, they have some ashiness on their light hair. When they go to the sun burns that bluishness, that greyishness out of their ends, because the ends are thinner and that hair by the face, they're also thinner. So it burns in the sun much easier. So that slight ashiness goes away and it becomes light yellow color. So it becomes lighter and slightly warmer. With slightly ashier roots, that looks very much in harmony because this is how nature does that. But when it's opposite, sometimes, let's say you have ashy ends and then you're trying to touch up your roots, whether you try to do some stripes, to do some balayage in them, or you just color them completely, the toner doesn't work because sometimes they're just slightly darker yellow, more intense yellow color, and the toner, different types of toner that you choose and you think they will work, like let's say you choose something light purple toner, they don't work and they don't cover the warm roots enough. For this purpose, I recommend just getting 1 or 2 tones darker toner with purple undertone. This way it can cover and kill those warm roots, those yellow roots. If you have orangey roots, you have to pick up something with blue undertone, like a toner, demi-permanent or semi-permanent hair color with blue or ashy undertone. It's not an easy thing, especially if you do it by yourself, but it can be done. Let me know in the comments and I'm gonna do more videos about this. Another color mistake that women do, sometimes they try to understand their undertone by applying whether orangey lipstick or bright pink lipstick. If she's cooler or warmer, but at the same time she is softer in coloration, not as clear and bright, but soft and slightly dusty, muted color. She has muted colors in her coloration. Muted skin tone, muted eye color, muted and grayish hair color, ashy hair color, right? So in this case, she might think she's neutral, which is not the case. Some ashiness can neutralize some warmth, yeah, so she might feel she's closer to the neutral, but she still will have warmer undertones or cool undertones. So those lipsticks won't give her any information, any additional information, because in both of them she won't feel very harmonized. So in order to do this test, the real test, she would have to get a warm and dusty lipstick, something that is not very bright. It's a basically warm lipstick, let's say warm red color with added gray to it. Also, she should pick dusty pink. And this is what gonna give her very good result. So this test will be much more real for her. Next one is women with some redness on their face, with some pimples or some red spots on their face. They sometimes do that pinkish and red hair color. This pink and red hair color exaggerates that pinkishness on their face. Now, pinkishness can be different. Sometimes it's just natural blush and natural redness on the nose, which can be actually very, very cute, very youthful looking. So sometimes that does look pretty fresh, but sometimes that redness, especially when it's just by the nose and goes to the mouth, to such a degree that your lip color is not visible anymore because it's just some redness around here. So that orange hair, it's kind of exaggerating this. And many women, they think on contrary that if they make their hair orangey, then it will kind of speckle together and their face won't look as orange. But in fact, it's just gonna accentuate that more. Some women with ashy coloration that are not very bright and contrasted and clear, they're slightly muted. When they make their hair super bright red, super bright black, not so much about white, I'll explain you in one of my other videos, that's an interesting thing. But if we talk about black and if we talk about red, those are clear colors and very contrasted. And when they make their hair that color, their face disappears and that hair looks like a wig, or looks like they just put that wig on them on Photoshop. So in this case, the black should not be as black. There are so many different colors. Sometimes some colors can look black, but they actually off black. They're slightly lighter. If she's like, let's say, cool color, she can pick up something like very dark ashy brown color. Red hair colors can also be very different. It can be more red or more orange. It can be super bright, or it can be very dull orange color. So if it's very dull orange color, and especially if it's like on a warmer side, on a cooler side, that can be pretty amazing on that, but that color should be adjusted to the level of her ashiness in her complexion. Again, for the ashiness, you can watch this video. I'm gonna leave the link down below. Next one, pink eyeshadow. Pink eyeshadow has been a trend lately. Interesting. It looks more or less okay with people with olive skin, because olive skin has slightly greenish undertone and it doesn't have that redness too much. So applying this red or pinkish eyeshadow on their eyes, they don't look sick. They mostly look like they have this makeup on. But some people who has some redness or some pinkishness on their skin, on their cheeks, sometimes on their lips, around their mouth, that can really look like they have totally sick eyes. And especially what's happening is any face can have some kind of redness, especially for lighter skin girls, right? We can see some redness, so we cover that with foundation. And that pink eyeshadow looks very editorial, looks very contrasted and interesting, and like an art piece makeup more than a regular daylight makeup, which I've seen so many women just walking like that as a daytime makeup. If only you're going for that thick layer of foundation and your whole makeup is very thick, intense and precise and is made very thoroughly, very professional. In this case, maybe, but then it's not everywhere that you can go with this makeup. If it's just a very interesting makeup that you're doing to going out or for the evening, that can be pretty beautiful. But in general, especially during the daytime, the more you blend, the more it looks like redness on the skin, right? So the redness by the eyes, by the nose here, and around the lips, that redness considers to be sickness redness. It's not healthy redness. It's just by nature. So every time you apply anything red on those areas around the lips, something blended around the lips, right? By the nose and around the eye area, that's gonna look sick. And when we have the blush, that pinkishness here, we have our natural blush, so it looks beautiful and it looks healthy. Or we can go out in the sun and we have some redness here, sometimes on our nose, on the prominent facial features, like on the chin, sometimes on the cheeks. That redness also looks more healthy and glowing, not sick redness. So you have to keep that in mind when you're doing that makeup sometimes. Do you know any other color mistakes maybe? Let me know in the comments. Maybe I will make a part 2 of this. Thank you so much for watching. You can click the join button and you will get early access to some of my videos, and also some exclusive videos are coming soon. Same thing you can get if you subscribe on my Patreon. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.